Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today we will,
Recording in progress.
so we will have a topic critical reading. So I will review. Saya akan mereview some material in previous meeting. So let's start with the definition of critical reading. So what is critical reading? So critical reading is an analytic activity. It means that the reader rereads a text to identify patterns of elements, namely information, values, assumption, and language usage throughout the discussion. Okay, so there are some goals in critical reading. The first goal is to recognize an author purpose involves inferring a basis for choice of content and language. And then the second goal is to understand the tone and persuasive elements involves classifying the nature of language choices. And the last goal is to recognize bias involves classifying the nature of patterns of choice of content and language. Jadi ada 3 tujuan utama kita mempelajari critical reading. Yang pertama adalah mengetahui atau memahami tujuan dari penulis, kemudian tone atau elemen-elemen yang diwakili atau represent by using dengan menggunakan language choices, and then yang terakhir adalah untuk mengetahui bias ya tujuannya. Okay, now there are 3 steps or modes of analysis are reflected in 3 types of reading and discussion. The first one is what a text says, and we call it as restatement, talks about the same topic as the original text. And then the second one is what a text does, or we call it as description. So namely description discusses aspects of the discussion itself. Jadi description refers to discusses the aspect of the discussion itself. And then the last point is number 3, what a text means. And it means interpretation, atau we call it as interpretation, analyzes the text and asserts a meaning for the text as a whole. Okay, now there are some differences of non-critical versus critical reading. Non-critical reading, we have some points. The first, just read to get information, yeah. And then the second one, learning the fact. And then number 3, understand the text. Number 4, memorizing the text. Number 5, do not need to find details. And number 6, cannot describe the subject matter. So there are some characteristic ya, non-critical reading itu tadi. Kemudian critical reading also have some characteristic also. Number 1 is try to analyze, recognize, and evaluate. Number 2, try to make restatement, description, and interpretation. And number 3, can describe the subject matters. And number 4, comprehend the text as a whole. So this is the characteristic of critical reading ya. Jadi itu beberapa ciri-ciri critical reading. Jadi kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia mungkin bisa dijelaskan bahwa karakteristik atau ciri-ciri critical reading itu non ya, yang non critical reading hanya memperoleh informasi, fakta dan memorize ya, mengingat gitu aja, kemudian tidak menjelaskan subject matter-nya. Kemudian untuk critical reading kita harus karakteristiknya harus analyze ya, menganalisa, mengevaluasi, deskripsi, restatement, interpretation, kemudian juga memahami secara keseluruhan. Oke, untuk exercise 1. So we have learned, so answer the following question based on the previous information. So can you mention what is the difference between critical reading and non-critical reading? Tadi apa yang sudah saya sebutkan? One of them wants to try? Tadi ya, jadi nanti kita sudah bisa menjawab number 1 tadi pertanyaannya, what is the difference between critical reading and non-critical reading? And then number 2, what are critical reading skill? Tadi sudah saya sebutkan. And which of the 3 mode of analysis is the most challenging activity for you? Oke, kira-kira number 3 ada yang mencoba menjawab? Which of the 3 modes dari yang ini ya tadi? Restatement, description, and interpretation, what do you think? Ibrahim mungkin?
Wait.
Di unmute dulu speakernya.
Bentar, Wis.
Oh ya.
Wait. Nggak bisa di unmute.
Oh ya, silakan. Bisa terdengar.
Oke.
I can
Oke.
your voice.
Mungkin bisa balik ke slide sebelumnya, Wis.
Oh ya. Yang mana?
Ini yang nomor 3 ya?
Ya.
Menurut saya yang paling sulit itu, I think the most difficult one is interpretation, because this mode needs us to understand the meaning first, and then this mode is more difficult to me, I think, because you need to understand the text first, and then you have to dissect the meaning of the text so that you can get the interpretation of the text as a whole.
Good. Ya, jadi interpretation is the challenging activity for Ibrahim ya. How about Aldanu?
Definitely.
What do you think? The same atau different answer? Dari 3 mode ini, which one do you think the challenging? Di unmute dulu Aldanu.
I think same like Bram, that interpretation is a hard one because we must understand the text we read, and then we must to repeat with our dengan pemahaman kita sendiri, Miss.
Yeah, your understanding.
So yeah, the interpretation the hard one.
Okay, thank you. So today we will continue ya lagi tentang what is an inference. So actually there are 3 factors ya that influence one's conclusion, namely knowledge, experience, and behavior or action as clues. So those factors can be used as educated cases by which we go beyond what is explicit in order to fill in informational gaps, come to logical conclusion, and make sense of the world around us. So as the result, an inference is a logical connection that you draw between what you know or notice and what you don't know. Jadi kita juga sudah mempelajari tentang inference ya. Inference sama dengan educated cases ya kemarin. So educated means logical connection ya that you can draw ya. So what is an inference? Actually, there is inference versus interpretation ya. So inference equals to conclusion drawn from evidence or reasoning. By the way, interpretation is an explanation or establishment of the meaning or significance of something ya. And then how to make inference? First, you have to be sure to understand the literal or explicit meaning first, and then you can ask yourself some question such as what the author is trying to tell you and why does the author need to give you that fact. Ya, jadi itu ya yang perlu diperhatikan. Kemudian poin selanjutnya, how to make inference is you have to consider the descriptive language or figurative language. It consists of metaphors, simile, personification, and idiom that the writer use, and the fourth is consider the author purpose. Okay, there are some example of figurative language also ya untuk membuat inference ya. So similar is figure of speech that draws comparison between two different things, especially a phrase containing the word like or as. For example, I will describe myself as a little star. And then Personification is a representation of abstract qualities of notion as human being, especially in art of literature. For example, the leaves of that tree are waving to me. Jadi itu tadi ya cara membuat inference. Kemudian contoh yang kita pakai adalah figurative language untuk inference. Kemudian setelah itu ada metaphor, is the used to describe something or somebody of a word or phrase that isn't meant literally but by means of vivid comparison expresses something about him, her, or it. For example, saying that somebody is a snake. Snake ya, itu ya contoh penggunaan inference. Kita bisa menggunakan figurative language. Kemudian you can use idiom ya. Idiom is a group of words that have different meaning from individual meaning or fixed expression with non-literal meaning. For example, pull your sock up. It means improve your behavior. Okay, now let's start with activity 1. So you can complete some parentheses in statement by making inference from what is known. Okay, number 1 and number 2, mungkin ada yang mau coba menjawab? Selain siapa? Ibrahim lagi mungkin? Atau yang lain siapa? Di sini partisipannya saya nggak bisa melihat ya. So, let's see. Oke, kita jawab bersama saja ya. Number 1, we may infer from the large diamond necklace and platinum rings the woman wore that she is probably apa kira-kira? Mungkin dari grup 1.
Rich.
Ya.
Rich.
Ibrahim. That she is probably.
We may infer from the large diamond and necklace and platinum rings the woman wore that she is probably rich or high
Rich,
status.
ya. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So the answer is a rich woman ya. Kemudian number 2. We may infer from the pale face ya. Ini yang jadi fokusnya pale face of Anna. So that she is ya, Farhan.
Sick or maybe nervous because
Yeah.
there's so many things about but I prefer sick. Well,
Sick ya, kalau pale face ya. So you prefer pale face represent the sick. Kemudian number 3 apa kira-kira?
working on some stuff, maybe engines, because
Mhm.
it's a Grace enhance.
Dari the
Working on
man's
engines.
pristine hand. Kira-kira dia profesinya apa? What is the profession of the man?
I think cook nggak sih, Miss?
En-
Kalau engine
Chef?
biasanya tuh oil nggak sih?
Oil. Ya, biasanya
Terus
kalau
minyak.
Anda kalau membetulkan sesuatu di mana? Mungkin
Itu
sepeda
engine.
motor atau mobil.
So maybe there are so many means for Grace, maybe from cooking, maybe from I don't know, fixing something, but for me it's
Garage,
maybe
ya.
engineer.
Ya, engineer. Ya, mungkin dia
Ya.
bisa juga mekanik ya, seorang pekerja di bengkel ya atau garage ya. Yang number 4 paling mudah ya. If you see that we may infer from a grade A that Sally got. Sally berarti apa? Is
Cheating. No.
ya
Clever.
clever. Ya, clever student ya. Oke, let's see activity 2. Sekarang saya mau coba tanya dari perwakilan grup 1 tadi sudah, grup 2 mungkin. Atau grup 1 boleh coba lagi ya. Yang poin A and B. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. Kira-kira what can you infer? Ibrahim grup berapa? Grup 2. Oke. Agista coba. Agista grup berapa?
Group 7.
Can you speak up? Agak dikeraskan volumenya.
Group 7.
Kira-kira poin E apa jawabannya?
Point A jawabannya the possibility is unlimited. So please don't stop wondering about all the possibilities that could happen.
Oke, saya stop share dulu ya karena saya mau membesarkan volumenya ya. Okay, let's see. Okay, so can you repeat?
Jadi jawaban kelompok kami
Mhm.
itu maksudnya the possibility is unlimited, so please
Mhm.
don't stop wondering about all the possibilities that could happen.
Okay, okay, that's good. Yang poin B, you get your fill to eat but always keep that hunger. Ada yang mau coba jawab? Yes, silakan. Dari Ibrahim, Agista, atau yang lain mungkin bisa langsung menjawab. Ya, Salsabila mungkin.
Dari kelompok saya sendiri sih, you should be grateful because you have eaten and are full, but don't let yourself hold back that hunger because by eating we will get some energy.
Oke, ya. Nanti kita lihat jawabannya ya setelah ini. So, okay, I will not interrupt ya, just express your answer ya. Answer your, I mean you can express your answer in this screen ya. Okay, point C, we continue to point C. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Ya, mungkin bisa bergantian ya. Narendra, karena raise hand ya. Silakan.
For C, I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. I think it's more of like keeping humble, because the ocean is very big. So when you stand, I think what it means is that when you stand with someone that's influential or with someone that's successful, this person still hopes that whoever it is like still like humble. They still feel, small. That's my
Okay.
interpretation.
That's all ya. That's good. Next, whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Gianna mungkin?
Okay, so my
Oh,
group says that
okay.
whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. It means that when one opportunity or chance disappear, or maybe when someone failed at something, the other opportunity will be there.
Ah, yeah, that's good. Okay. How about point E? I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Ayah Aulia?
Number E, don't be afraid to take big steps and decisions in your life in order to make you happier, even if it seems like a scary way.
Okay, that's good. Mungkin ada kelompok lain yang mau menambahkan untuk poin A, B, C, D, E? Sebelum saya lanjut ke slide.
Saya ingin menambahkan, Bu,
Oh ya, silakan.
dari kelompok 10. So
Okay.
after our group discussion, we think that it means that struggles and difficulties one may face in the future should not be feared or worried about until they present themselves.
Yang poin E ya, I hope you never fear those mountains
Yang
in
poin
the
E.
distance.
Yes.
Ya. Okay, that's good. Ada lagi dari kelompok yang lain?
Saya ingin menambahkan, Mam, untuk
Poin yang mana?
yang A. I hope
juga.
you never lose. Yang I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. Describe the message to remain curious even you have got the answer to something you are looking for.
Okay, that's
Dari
great.
kelompok 1.
Oke, dari kelompok 1 ya. Oke, next. Ya, Ratu, do you want to add something dari poin A, B, C, D, E yang mana? Which one do you want to?
Miss, I have a different opinion about the B point.
Yang B.
So B, yes.
Oh, yang B.
So
Okay.
from our group, you get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. It means that one should never stop improving their abilities and not easily satisfied. Thank you, Miss.
Oke. Ya, nanti kita cocokkan ya jawabannya. Oke, that's good. Sudah cukup? Saya lanjutkan ya. Next, yang F, point F. Never settle for the path with least resistance. Ada yang mau coba menjawab? You can raise hand atau langsung take action? Oh ya, Afisa, silakan.
It means that one should never take easy the way out and get out of the comfort zone or situation will present itself.
Oke, that's good. Ada lagi dari grup yang lain? Point F. Yes, Vicky?
We think that never settle for the path with least resistance is we have to make a new breakthrough so that we can get out of our comfort zone.
Oke, hampir mirip ya dengan sebelumnya, jawaban sebelumnya. Oke, that's good. How about point G? When you come close to coming out, reconsider. Ya, Yuevangka, silakan. Sama Ciana ya. Oke, kita bergantian.
When you come close to come out, reconsider, it means that before you want to do or say something, rethink about the impact from it.
Oke, that's good. Ciana, silakan.
That's mean. You should think first before you choose or talk about something. Yeah, yang G.
Okay, can you
You
repeat?
should think first before you choose or
Okay.
You should think first before you choose or talk about something.
Ya, please think first ya before you take action ya. Oke, point H. Ini ada Faiza. Do you want to add?
Yes. The point H.
H. Oh, yang H ya. Give the heavens ya. About more than just a passing glance ya. Silakan.
Yes. We infer that we should always trust in God because He's got everything under control and we should keep our prayers.
Okay, that's good. Sekarang kita let's see the answer ya. Okay, so this is the answer for point A. Ini garis besarnya ya yang kita ambil. So in our interpretation, point A, what we infer is don't give up easily. Yeah? And then point B, don't feel satisfied although you have got success. Yang point B ini ya, I hope you never lose your sense of wonder, itu artinya never give up. And then you get your fill to eat but always keep that hunger means don't feel satisfied although you have got success. And then point C, I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Tadi ya, don't be arrogant or be a humble person or down to earth person and always be grateful or thankful to God ya. And then point D, I hope you still feel yang D whenever ya, I'm sorry. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. It means that there is still chance of, or we call it opportunity when you face problems or difficulties. And then next, there is E, ya, point E, don't be afraid or dream won't become true. And don't be afraid to face problem in the future means that itu tadi ya, yang I hope ya, I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Itu tadi, don't be afraid ya, our dream won't become true. And don't be afraid to face problem in the future. And point F, always be strong when we face problem and keep moving forward. Tadi ya, yang F tadi apa? Never settle ya, never settle for the path with least resistance. Itu artinya always be strong when we face problem and keep moving forward. And point G, when you come close to coming out, reconsider. Itu maksudnya adalah before you decide something, you must think first tadi ya sama. So thinking before acting. And the last one, give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. Itu artinya you just enjoy your life with happiness and wonderful situation. Just think everything is like an inner heaven ya, as if ya, as if we in a heaven just create happiness in our life ya, jangan mencari kebahagiaan tapi kita ciptakan kebahagiaan ya. Oke, itu maksudnya ya. Oke, so this is my quote ya. So thank you very much and my quote is you just enjoy your life atau enjoy our life and practice more ya. Okay, so you can check nanti di ini ya. Okay, so I stop dulu.